I'm Christina Vidal-Mitchell, and you're watching ABC 36.
Looking for a little adventure? How about a game that multiplies your winnings up to 200 times? X marks the spot with 418,000 prizes between $50 and $5,000. X marks the spot. And 3 $1 million top prizes. You found it. 200X, the new $20 scratch-off game from the Kentucky Lottery.
Funding more than $3.8 billion to date in grants and scholarships.
Over 1 million Kentuckians have filed for unemployment. But Mitch McConnell has only used his power to save the special interest and big corporations. And they didn't have to stand in any line. The rest of us? He says Kentucky should just file for bankruptcy. Mr. McConnell, when you lose this November, we won't see you out here. The swamp will take care of you. But what about us?
I'm Amy McGrath, and I approve this message.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brandstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
Now on News at Noon, an early morning officer-related shooting in Lexington is under investigation by KSP. Find out what we know so far. Plus, Governor Beshear says the state's coronavirus numbers are leveling. A look at where Kentucky stands and how different groups are working to protect people from the virus.
ABC 36 News at Noon starts now.
Good Friday afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Amber Freeman. We're following a developing story this afternoon. A Lexington police officer has been placed on administrative duties after an on-duty shooting happened overnight. Police say KSP is investigating the shooting that sent a 26-year-old man to the hospital with a gunshot wound in his front hip, non-life-threatening. Chief Lawrence Weather says it happened around 1:40 a.m. Police were called to the area of 5th and Chestnut Street for a man with a gun. Police say the officer told the man matching the description to show his hands. He did not and ran away from police. The chief says after a short chase, the officer fired his gun. When asked if the officer followed protocol,
our initial information we received, it appears so, but then we've got to conduct an internal investigation to confirm that.
Police say they rendered aid until paramedics got to the scene to take the man to the hospital. The officer was not hurt. The chief says the shooting was captured on the officer's body camera. Though KSP is investigating, the Lexington Police Public Integrity Unit will conduct an internal review as well. Police say the man shot is facing charges of fleeing and evading, a felon with possession of a firearm, menacing, and trafficking controlled substances.
All right, guys, right now on the Reed spray foam insulation camera, we've been following this all morning long because we had kind of whiteout conditions earlier this morning. And this was right after a little rain shower went by, and we've kind of been stuck in this cloud ever since. This is right outside the station, but if I switch this over to the Kentucky Horse Park, a big contrast there. And you can even see the horses out and catch a few jumps. Look at that. So not a bad day everywhere. You know, it's not totally washout conditions or completely cloudy everywhere you look, but we do have some isolated showers to be expected in the short term here, and then more storms on the way later today. So we're going to time it all out for you and show you what that might look like. But temperatures right now, we're all now kind of heading into the still low 80s to the south, but we're in the 70s for a lot of us on the north side. And look, it's been kind of hard to get out of these 70s since early this morning because the cloud coverage and some of those isolated showers did work to cool us off a little bit. Here's what's coming up over the next few hours. We are going to continue to see mostly to the south. We've talked about today how most of the threat for the large thunderstorms are kind of sitting further south. And this is all for the day, 5:50 p.m. You keep on going through the day. And again, most of it's going to be south side viewership is going to be seeing anything that's related to thunderstorms. We're not going to rule out thunderstorms happening in this area, in the Fayette County area as well, but that's where it looks to be the heaviest. Now we get into Saturday, the rain showers continue, and this is going to help to cool us off for the weekend. So things aren't going to be quite as hot as they really should be. We're actually ending July on a cooler than average temperature note, which doesn't really go along with the month of July at all, but that's where we land, and we got temperatures in the lows going into the 60s as well.
Thank you, Alyssa. More news now, and state health officials are giving us a deeper look at the long-term effects of coronavirus. In young adults, long-term effects include blood clotting disorders, which could lead to a stroke. Public Health Commissioner Dr. Steven Stack says 1 in 5 young adults will still have symptoms 14 to 21 days after being diagnosed with COVID-19. In severe cases, recovery could take 6 weeks or more. Adults 50 years old and older are twice as likely as young adults to have symptoms 14 to 21 days after being diagnosed. According to health officials, COVID-19 survivors of any age could have long-term, irreversible lung damage.
And then lung damage, and we don't know enough about this yet, but there is a subset of people who get this condition, and it's like you poured Roundup into their lungs. It absolutely eats up their lungs. And so I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just trying to tell you there's a lot we don't know.
Health officials are still seeing cases of multi-system inflammatory disorder in children with COVID-19. The illness could lead to heart damage. And Central Kentucky schools are taking steps to protect children when they return to the classroom. Lexington Christian Academy will be starting school this fall with in-person classes. Students must wear masks and will get temperature checks before entering the building. The school has invested in extensive cleaning products to ensure surfaces are sanitized regularly. This includes an electrostatic sprayer which sprays chlorine particles as it wraps around the surface of an object, killing germs or bacteria.
We've incorporated an electrostatic sprayer, which actually sprays a chlorine derivative onto the surface, and it wraps. The electrostatic is important because it wraps all the way around the surface.
School officials add students will practice social distancing and will be spaced into pods of 10 to ensure large groups do not form. And more changes. Churchill Downs has temporarily stopped the sale of infield tickets for the Kentucky Derby. It's an attempt to keep crowds smaller. Churchill Downs was forced to postpone the Derby to September 5th because of the virus. According to the Courier-Journal newspaper, delaying the Derby could cost the track $149 million and more. Governor Beshear says while Kentucky is still in the danger zone, the state is seeing numbers level off. The state reported 40 fewer new cases yesterday for a total of 659. That includes 22 children 5 years old and younger. The positivity level also dropped slightly to 5.66%. Governor Beshear says that's because more people were tested. More than 29,000 Kentuckians have tested positive for the virus. 731 have died. At least 7,500 have recovered, and the state's hospital capacity is still in a good place. To keep up to date with the state's coronavirus trends, you can head to our website, WTVQ.com, or you can download the WTVQ mobile app. Meanwhile, state officials say contact tracing is working pretty well across the state. According to the Cabinet for Health and Family Services, there are now 631 contact tracers in Kentucky, and 63 more will be added on August 4th. In addition, there are 190 disease investigators. Contact tracers are able to help monitor symptoms and connect people to food and medical support during quarantine and isolation. State officials say people in Kentucky are being cooperative when contact tracers get in touch with them. And the Hope Center's custom RV is helping the homeless get through this tough time. The RV is equipped to provide food, water, and essential services to those experiencing homelessness. A nurse and caseworker are on board, stopping at a different church every day in the downtown Lexington area.
So if somebody were to need COVID testing and they didn't know where to go, they could come to the Homemobile and they would help with that. Or if they needed help with their electricity bill, whatever they might need, the Homemobile is there to kind of point them in the right direction.
But in order to do this work, the Hope Mobile needs donations like sandwiches, boxed lunches, water, disposable masks, gloves, and hand sanitizer. If you'd like to donate, you can visit WTVQ for more information. And in other news now, a Lexington man is dead after a motorcycle crash in Pulaski County. According to state police, George Cagle was traveling west on Old Cumberland Parkway on his motorcycle when he lost control and hit a road sign head-on. State police say Cagle was airlifted to UK Hospital, where he died early yesterday morning. According to investigators, his passenger, Rhonda Sturgill, was also taken to the hospital. And in Laurel County, 2 people are facing charges after a 4-county police chase. Deputies say there was a report of people possibly under the influence early yesterday morning at a business off Kentucky 909. When they got near a car there, deputies say Nicholas Denny took off on I-75 only to slow down and allow passenger Morgan Dixon to get out of the car. Deputies say the car kept going into Rockcastle, Madison, and Jackson counties, sometimes going over 100 miles per hour and swerving between lanes. Finally, back in Laurel County, a deputy says he was able to force the car to quickly turn sideways, making Denny lose control and stop. Deputies say Denny and Dixon were trying to inject heroin before that chase. They say they found Denny under the influence with a pipe with suspected meth, needles, and marijuana. He was also wanted in Rockcastle County for an outstanding warrant from theft charges. All right, we're going to lighten things up and send it over to Lisa. Lisa, give us some good news. What's coming up after the break?
Thanks, Amber. I do have some good news. Another exciting episode of Renee's Bridal Takeover is airing this Saturday right here on ABC 36. Today, hear from Renee and one of the talented vendors who helped the dream happen. And this one takes the cake. News at noon. We'll be right back.
After an accident or an injury, you might visit a law firm's website where they showcase their verdicts and results. Problem is, many times it's a lie. You see, there are lawyers out there that I fired who list verdicts as their own when all they did was carry my top lawyer's trial bag. It would be as if the New York Yankees bat boy claimed he won the World Series. You only have one day in court. Make it count. There's only one Morgan & Morgan for the people.
This summer, get back to where you belong, along 60 miles of beautiful wide-open beaches, where family vacations have never been so much fun. With every sunrise and each high tide, the beach is calling you to raise your spirits, make you smile, and bring your family closer together. So stop dreaming and start booking, because we can't wait for you to get here. Visit Myrtle Beach and discover why happiness comes in waves.
All the finer things are now at my favorite things in Hamburg.
Give me some AC over there. I got the thermostat on 60 and it's 96 degrees in there. I'm going to cut me off this fan if y'all don't hurry up. Whew.
Don't settle for being uncomfortable in your own home. Call RENEE'S today and schedule your free 20-point home inspection. The solution can lower your energy bills forever and pay for itself. Learn more now at reedsprayfoam.com.
Rally's Chicken Bites and Fries box is just $2. Enjoy the all-white meat chicken and famous seasoned fries wherever you go. On a walk, around the block, on a dock. Rally's Chicken Bites and Fries box deal is just $2. Get Rally's delivered.
Puberty means personal space.
So sports clothes sit around doing a little growing of their own. So imagine how we cheered when we found Tide Pod Sport.
Finally, something more powerful than the funk.
Bye. I love you too. He didn't say it.
Tide Sport removes even week-old sweat odor. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide.
We know you all are watching Renee's Bridal Takeover on Saturday nights, ABC 36. Renee, you're working magic. You're busy.
Yes.
This last episode, the vendors all met for vendor night.
Yes, and we introduced them to our audience, and they were amazing and are amazing.
Well, and now it's go time. 3 weeks. That's how long they have to get this from start to finish.
From vendor night to the time we have the wedding, we have 3 weeks to execute, design, and deliver.
And that's not normal, right?
Oh, again, not recommended for home use.
Well, okay, but you make it work. I have ultimate faith in you and all your vendors. How did you make it work?
Well, you know, Amber, it starts with, and this is what I suggest every bride to do, you get you a team of vendors that you can trust. They're professional, they've been in the business, they answer your calls, they show up. That's how you make it work.
You really do have a team, and a lot of your team you've worked very intimately with in your own wedding.
Absolutely. With my own wedding 2 years ago, I used these wonderful vendors, and you know what? They showed up in a great way because I only had 4 weeks to plan my wedding, and they showed up. So that's how the TV idea came about, is I'm like, this would make a great TV.
I have a feeling you like pressure.
You know, I think I just do really well under pressure, and I can deliver, and so, yes.
You really do. Tell us a little bit about the team that you chose for this wedding.
You know, the team that I chose for this wedding, of course, did my wedding. A lot of the team carried over from season 1, and they just show up, and then I stand back in awe and like, yes, you got it. You got in my head, and they deliver. That's the best thing I can say. They deliver.
We want results.
Yes.
Now, when we talk about vendors, are we talking DJs, cakes? What is the array of services we're looking at?
Everything from outdoor furniture being delivered to the food, the pasta garage, to the florist, to the DJ. All of it is coming together this Saturday night at 7 o'clock, ABC Channel 36. The magic starts.
I can't wait to see this part because once it's actually in, process, you feel it.
Right. I mean, the hair and makeup, it starts early that morning and goes till late that night. So that's what this Saturday night is about. All the amazing vendors who helped make this a reality.
Any hints that we should be looking out for?
You know, just watch the magic from the inspiration from last week to the reality.
Yay, it's all coming together. When can we see it?
Saturday night, 7 p.m., ABC 36, right here.
Can't wait. Thank you, Renee. All right, it's a big, big weekend because all the vendors are coming together this time.
Yep, this is it. This is the big wedding. So,
well, it's not the wedding yet. It's before the wedding, but it's prepping, and it's all of the different vendors that are around.
Ah.
So it's big. We're going to meet one of the other vendors after the break.
Awesome.
Cake.
Can't wait.
And I want to talk about your wedding cake. Just because you're the most recently married.
Yes. Well, and because of looking at all these cake videos, I was like, these look amazing. And not only, I'm sure they taste good, but they're actually real cakes. I had a fake cake. It was like, it tricked everyone. They wheeled out a piece of plastic.
Yeah, that's okay because that's what they talk about in this, that they did that because of COVID.
Yeah, well, everyone's like, hey, where'd you get that cake? It was so good. I'm like, it's actually from like a cheap Costco, like the cheapest whatever cake. Well, it was good still, but.
This one is not particularly, the cake designer actually made this out of styrofoam. So stay with us. That's coming up after midday, and then we'll talk more about yours and hers and some more cake and get all hungry. We'll be right back.
The players returning for this season will still be fighting for justice as they fight for a championship.
Let's face it, clogged gutters can do damage to your overhang and trim, flower beds, your landscaping, even your foundation. Let me keep your gutters clean forever and protect your home with Leaf Guard, the gutter that never clogs, guaranteed. Leaf Guard's not a gutter cover, a screen, or a mesh that goes over the old gutter. With those guys, you get half a new system for virtually the same money you pay for Leaf Guard. Leaf Guard, the only seamless one-piece rainwater management system. It's earned the Good Housekeeping seal 15 years in a row. Final week of the $99 install sale. This sale ends the 31st. You buy Leaf Guard from us, we install it for $99. Dinner to go with your free in-home estimate. And never again will you get 25 months no interest financing or a $400 Lowe's gift card with the purchase of Leaf Guard. Sale ends this week. Pick up the phone and call now to take advantage of the final days of the $99 install sale.
We liked what he had to say about what the gutters would offer us. We had been through cleaning out gutters on this old house for lots and lots of years, and so we went with the gutter system, and we loved it.
Now would be a great time to get Leaf Guard. Leaf Guard, the gutter that never clogs, guaranteed. And remember, we bring our factory on wheels right to your house, custom build the Leaf Guard system, attach it to the fascia, and it's not coming down. Remember, the sale ends this month. Don't miss out on the $99 install sale. You buy Leaf Guard from us, we install it for $99. Call now to receive dinner to go with your free in-home estimate and gutter inspection. And never again will you get a bonus like this. Choose 25 months no interest financing or a $400 Lowe's gift card with the purchase of Leaf Guard. Ask about referring. Tell a friend about Leaf Guard, you get cash back. Tell enough friends, you'll get free gutters. Remember, the $99 install sale ends this week.
Tide Power Pods one-up the cleaning power of liquid.
Can it one-up spaghetti night?
It sure can.
Really?
Can it one-up breakfast in bed?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, boys. What about that?
Yep.
It can?
Yeah, even that.
I would very much like to see that.
Me too.
Introducing Tide Power Pods. One-up the toughest stains with 50% more cleaning power than liquid detergent. Any further questions?
Nope.
One up the power of liquid with Tide Power Pods.
We are in the middle of the second season of Renee's Bridal Takeover. I know all of you are watching, anxious to see what is going to happen with this beautiful wedding. It takes a village. We know that. We talk about it with Renee all the time. We talk about the beautiful dress. We talk about the music. But hello, it is time to talk about the cake, because I think you probably are so many people's of the ceremony's hero.
Oh, thank you.
We have Becky. She is the cake artist for the show. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, and thanks for being a part of the show. What made you do it? This is your second time around.
It is my second time around. I just love Renee, and I love the crazy ideas that she has, and it gives me some freedom to design things that some brides might not think of.
I love that it is an art, because it's so many weddings, so many ceremonies. Your cakes are just the centerpiece of everything.
Yes.
And all eyes are on what you do.
Right. Yeah, I always say that the dress should be the focal point of the ceremony, and the cake should be the focal point of the reception.
We like that, and we like to eat it as well. But of course, times have changed, and you had to work with some different restrictions this time around. What made things different?
So things are a lot different because of COVID. For this particular wedding, we actually did a fake cake. So the cake is styrofoam with a small cutout in the back with real cake for the bride and groom when they did their cutting of the cake.
Right?
I'm not sure if they're smashing. Some people don't like to. And then we did pre-boxed slices of cake for all of our guests.
Wow, so nobody actually went through any kind of touching, and nobody was handling it.
Exactly. Everything was boxed in our studio, and then the guests just had to go up and grab a box, and there was no contact between us and them.
That's genius, because so many people are worried about holding ceremonies, and it's nice to know that we have other options.
Right. And one thing that we like with the fake cake is, you know, sometimes, especially now, brides have to have a smaller wedding, so this gives them an opportunity to still have the big grand cake that they wanted, even if they don't need to serve 200 people.
And it's beautiful, because you can't tell that this cake is styrofoam.
Right.
Does it take just as much work to kind of design?
It does. It does, really. It doesn't take quite as much time because of baking, obviously, but it takes just as much time to design and decorate everything.
And they're stunning. They're stunning. Piece of advice, if somebody's going in to look, you know, and design a cake, and there's so much that goes into it that we don't even think about, how do you narrow it down?
I think it's important to go in with a plan. Have a vision of what you want your whole day to look like, because the cake needs to not just stand alone, but it needs to fit in with the whole surrounding.
Becky, we appreciate it. We appreciate you doing this. How do you help us out if we are looking to have our own ceremony and have a cake?
You can check us out online at bitofwhimsycakes.com and also on Facebook.
I love your name. It's so fun as well. All right. Well, make sure you're watching Renee's Bridal Takeover right here on ABC 36, Saturday nights at 7. Beautiful. And then I can't wait to try some of this cake. My mind was seriously on eating cake during the end of that interview. It's so funny that Alyssa brought up that you had a fake cake.
Yep, there. Piece of plastic sitting there. Everyone was tricked by it.
Well,
no one knew.
How did you serve the actual, like, cake?
It was interesting. They took us, they had us cut the cake. We cut this little baby cake behind it and did all that, and literally nobody knew. It tricked everyone, because no one's expecting, like, no one cares, first of all.
Right.
I was almost not going to have a cake, but I'm glad there's ways to, like, get around that and to still have a cake and present it nicely.
That's awesome. That's really creative. You know, it would have been so nice to have a wedding planner do what Renee did in what, 3 months.
3 weeks.
Amazing.
It was 3 weeks.
And to put all of that together, I did my wedding planning, and it took me like 8 months, I would say. So, it's a lot of work, and it's, kudos to her for being able to put all that together.
Well, and Renee's very, very gracious about the vendors that she brings together, that she works very closely with them and has the utmost trust, and it all works out. We'll see how the wedding looks. I've already seen some previews, and it's good.
It's going to be beautiful.
Exciting. All right, well, stay with us. We have more to talk about after the break. It's Friday.
This is a scary time. Workers are losing their jobs.
If you don't think you'll ever go back to work because of your health, we can help you with Social Security disability.
At Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer, we want you to be safe. Let us help you over the phone.
You may be home, but you're not alone. We'll still fight for you.
What do we call neighbors helping neighbors? Kentucky Courage.
Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer. Call 1-800-55-WILDCAT.
John and Mindy carved their names on it when they moved in 2007. They hung a tire swing from it when the kids were born. And it's always been third base in the family wiffle ball games. And when that old oak dropped a limb on the roof, they were glad we're not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. But don't worry, John and Mindy, Farm Bureau.
Our Farm Bureau.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Did you know the source of odor in your home could be all your soft surfaces? Odors get trapped in your home's fabrics and resurface over time. Febreze Fabric Refresher eliminates odors. Its water-based formula safely penetrates fabrics where odors hide. Spray it on your rugs, your curtains, your furniture, all over your home to make it part of your tidying up routine. Febreze Fabric Refresher for an all-over freshness you'll love.
Has your loved one been abused in a nursing home? Bed sores, broken bones, dehydration, and malnutrition are all signs of abuse. Call Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Go big, save big at the new Big Lots.
Gotta go big if you want it, when you flaunt it.
Big new look, big name brands, big deals on everything for your home. It just might surprise you.
Gotta go big if you want it, gotta go big.
The new Big Lots. You just gotta go.
Your kids, all of them. Your career, your home. You take care of so many things. Don't forget to take care of you. Baptist Health Lexington makes it easy with care designed just for women. Everything from screenings and gynecological services to specialized treatments for hearts, bones, and more. You're always there for them. We're always here for you. Baptist Health Lexington, focused on women, centered on you.
Sports with Ryan Kennedy. Weeknights on ABC 36 News at 11.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, we've said it before. We don't really get to talk so much with the new format, so we're just going to do that now. Today is Friday. I don't know about you all, but I am very, very happy.
That it's Friday? Yeah.
It was a week. Midweek started out with a flat tire. It was the one that can't be replaced, that you actually have to get a new tire. So shout out to Ashley's Wheels and I can't even think of their name, but they're on 2nd Street down in downtown Lexington. They were fantastic. Aww. Brought me to work, everything.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah,
Wow,
if you ever have a tire
nice.
problem, yeah, it was fantastic. Ashley's, amazing, 2nd Street. I feel like the weekend is just ready. How about y'all?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm going to try to get the boys out this weekend. Champs is back open, so I'm going to take them to Champs and do the laser tag and all of that. They're really excited, so I just need to get them out of the house. They are bouncing off the walls, honestly.
Are you going to put on the roller skates?
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
Do it. Take pictures.
Oh gosh, I don't know if we want pictures of that.
some blades. Okay.
What about you, Alyssa?
We've got so much is going on in the family. So we've got a baby turning 1. One of our nephews turns 1. We've got a baby shower. We've got wedding engagement stuff. One of my husband's my sister-in-law just got engaged, so we're gonna go see them in Cincinnati. And they're yeah.
You have you always have parties going on.
I know. I'm thankful for it all.
We're jealous of your life, Phyllis.
1-year-old birthday parties. Yes,
Those are the
we are
best.
rocking. They are. They come correct with the adult popsicles and stuff.
And
so.
speaking of cake, I mean, hello.
Oh
You
yeah,
get a few of them there.
every day, all weekend.
All right. Well, it's actually Wheels and Brake Services. Sorry, guys, shout out to them.
Oh yeah.
But real quick, buy your St. Jude tickets. Do it today because we've been talking about this Kroger gift card. That's also one of the bonus prizes. Today's the last day to do that. And believe it or not, tomorrow is the first day of August. It feels like it's April.
It's a lot.
Of August. The actual giveaway is the 13th. So 1-800-382-7512 or dreamhome.org. Get them. Once they're gone fast.
Yes, they are, and they always sell out. So everybody needs to get on the horn and get those tickets
Right now.
It's a great
Have
deal.
a great Friday. It's a good nap day. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Bye, everyone.